Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Hearts of Iron 4, continuing on with Operation Enduring Francedom, where I attempt to survive as France during World War II. And in between the last video, I did make a couple changes. One thing that I did, that is the thing that you probably noticed right off the bat, is I reorganized the troops into some of their armies, predominantly focusing on the Blue Army here. So what I did is I grabbed all the troops that were along this front here that are right now just sitting here forming a defensive line. And what I did is I took any troops that were part of the Blue Army that were in other places already fighting, and I added them to other armies. With this army, I drew a front line for them, and then I drew an offensive plan as well. So while they're sitting here in a defensive position, they'll be preparing for an offensive so that we can unleash them later. And the plan is pretty much to come up here, capture Nuremberg, and also fall just short of Prague here. So we're going to capture this city here and come just short of Prague, and we'll push out to this point. So this is just a little bit of a push forward here, although that actually probably will take some doing. And they'll be preparing for it, so we get that preparation bonus. In the meantime, we'll allow the armies that are still pushing out to continue to push out for the meantime. Another thing that I noticed, I was taking a look at the air composition, and I actually didn't realize this for quite a while, but you do actually see active enemy fighter numbers over here. And right now, looking around, there really isn't anything as far as air power in any of the areas that I have a lot of fighters. The only real area that's concentrated, which I already knew, is the Alpine region here. And I knew this because every time we send fighters into this region, they get pretty beat up. So what I'm thinking is an air wing right now that is focusing on a place that really we don't need them to focus on. I kind of want fighters over West Germany and the Benelux region, but I don't really need fighters over northern France anymore. So what I might do is select this fighter wing, and these guys are in the Benelux region. Who's in northern France? I know there's a fighter wing somewhere. This one. All right, so we'll transfer these guys to the Benelux region. Okay. And in the meantime, we'll switch this fighter group, if they can reach. We'll switch this fighter group here to West Germany. All right. Just making sure they can reach okay. It looks like they are fine. Mission efficiency 100%. Okay. So this fighter wing, I'm going to select. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Sometimes actually selecting the fighter wing. There we go. I'll put them in the Alpine region. And then this fighter wing that currently... are they active? No, this fighter wing is not active. They're standing by. So we'll select them, put them into the Alpine region. That way we have over 250 fighters in the area to match up with the support planes that are here. There are a little bit of enemy fighters, but mostly support planes. And hopefully this will help a little bit. And we'll see if this reorganizes and rebalances later. But we do have fighter coverage in most of the regions, just not northern France right now. And it says we do have a message here for West Germany, but I don't know what it is. I mean, I should have air superiority. I do have 150 fighters over there. All right. I don't have any bombing or bombers in this area, but we'll worry about the fighters first and then worry about bombers. Okay, so with that all set up, let's go ahead and start time here. Ooh, we got something going on. Oh, one of our, I think one of our aces got shot down. So, pilots returning from the Alpine region report that a squadron of German aircraft led by the infamous Asi focused on chasing down Sundance after taking down a number of enemy aircraft and dodging several bursts from the Germans. Sundance was overwhelmed by Asi and his Bf-109E, who reportedly outmaneuvered him and ripped the fuel tanks open with a clean hit. All right, so his D520 Mark II caught fire and went spiraling down over the Alpine region in a violent inferno. All right, so he's shown great courage throughout his service, and it was looked up to by many. The loss of this national hero is a great blow to the French Air Force, and it's a devastating blow to the nation as a whole, knowing that while we grieve, German Reich is celebrating Theodor Assi Schulz as a hero makes this tragedy even greater. All right, so we just lost a ace over the Alpine region. Let's take a look at the Alpine region right now. All right, so they still have air superiority. No, it says that this is active enemy support planes, not fighters, unless I'm reading that incorrectly. Yeah, so... All right, let's get the numbers here. We just lost 58 fighters. They've lost 5, and they've lost 120. Well, we're going to keep the planes over where they are, but... What is this wing? It's set for 200. And the other one here is probably set to 125. Well, we'll change that to 150. Give them a little bit more fighters. But there's a lot of casualties going on over the Alpine region, and we may have to back things off as a result. Out of curiosity, it does show a coffin here. And he's killed in action. Unfortunate. Alright, let's come back into the fight here. So we do have an assault going on here. And I might as well put more troops into it. And this is woods. Alright, I'll send the infantry in there. Keep the Alpine units in the mountains. Unfortunately, this fight is not going particularly well. Nor is this fight. Looks like we're about to lose it, as a matter of fact. So why don't we just chill there? We may be able to send some units down into this fight. There probably already was, and I might have accidentally canceled them. There we go. So some of these fights are proving to be difficult. I don't remember setting up the border like this. I thought I only brought it to the river here. Yeah, that pisses me off. See, this is why I oftentimes don't like... Oh, do I have an army not without a general? Oh, yeah, that's just the garrison unit. Okay, never mind. I did not set up the border like this. Let me see if I can change it without completely... So it's supposed to be like that. Except, all right. Yeah, see, this is why I don't use this stuff too often, because it really doesn't work as it's supposed to a lot of the time. I wanted it to be like that. Not go all the way around to the other side here. And then I want the offensive line. Maybe the way I drew the offensive line kind of screwed it up. So what I'll do is I'll try and keep things a little bit more in front of the line I've drawn. Like that. And hopefully it won't mess things up. Let's just keep an eye on this and watch it. Make sure it doesn't flip or anything. Yeah, I'm not really sure how I'm losing this fight here. I have so many divisions involved. Right now it's only counting as a 2-on-2 though. Maybe the men just have to get there. Alright, well, eventually they'll position themselves properly. Okay, I'm losing a bunch of fights here. And I really don't know. They must have reinforced. I'm going to have to call off a lot of these attacks. I have a feeling this unit moved out because of the border I drew. Probably. And the fact that they're part of the blue army. Well, we can make them part of the gold army instead. We do have room. We'll do that. Alright. Just back off here. These fights were going well, but they don't appear to be going well anymore. This fight we're still winning, though. I wonder why this unit is here. Let's see if we can get them in here. We have these colonial units not doing anything. There we go. I mean, this should be probably a hard fight. Either way you look at it. And there's the AI using strategic movement right up on the front so that my troops are vulnerable. That's another reason why I don't like using the AI a lot of times, because they make silly decisions like that. The AI should never use strategic movement when things are that close. Kind of hard to figure out who's moving into this fight and who isn't. Alright, it says it's actually stalemating now, and now we're losing. You know, I have a feeling I'm going to have to call this attack off. How's the air war going? Looks like we have air superiority over the Alpine region. Yeah, it is giving it to us. Let's take a look. Alright, it looks like they moved out most of their stuff. So the losses that we had were pretty severe, 98. But they lost 211 support craft, which was a pretty significant chunk of what they had here. And they lost all of the rest of their fighters, it looks like. Oh, and I have factories and stuff I need to set up. I'll take a look at that in a little bit. No activity here. No activity here. I probably need to move stuff up to northwest Germany here, because right now there's no action going over the Benelux region at all. So what I'm going to do is, I believe it's this air wing. I'm going to move up to an air base that's closer. Kind of hard to tell what we have control over. So this air base here maybe. But for now, I just have to remove them. Okay, and then over here, I don't know if I like them that close to the front. Maybe, because then they could get bombed. The next closest fighter wing is here, or we could go here, but that's kind of close to the front too. Yeah, I'll put them in here. It gets them a little bit closer to the action, but not too close. And we'll give them all 100 fighters. And then when they're deployed, we'll set them up. All right, now I need to do factories. Okay, so I have a couple extra factories. I wonder if that's because of construction, maybe. All right, we do have some repair that we need to do. All right, so production. All right, we're maxed out on infantry equipment, although I could set up, I guess, another assembly line for that. I pretty much good with support equipment. I need a little bit of that, but not much. Artillery's starting to catch up. Light tanks are still a problem. Motorized is even worse of a problem. Heavy tanks are getting better. Fighters are getting there. Mostly because I increased the number of fighters in some of those areas. And anti-tanks, pretty highly needed. But of all these things, clearly the thing that's needed the most is motorized. So I'm going to add one factory here. And we also need light tanks. But I'm going to continue with just adding stuff to the motorized here. Because we're desperately short of that. And we do have a lot of motorized troops. So we'll go ahead with that. I do have low manpower. There's not a whole lot I can do about right now with that. Rubber I'm short on. Let's see if we can trade for that. So, rubber. You trade with Brazil or the Netherlands or United Kingdom. Again, I'd like to pick somebody that isn't, like, at war. And I'm fairly certain that the Netherlands is probably getting most of their rubber from the East, which may be threatened by Japan. As is probably United Kingdom. Of all these, Brazil's probably the safe bet. Alright, so send that. So they're going to give us everything they can give us. Which should be enough to get rid of the shortages. There, yeah, there it goes. Okay, so no longer do we have northern France taken care of. Well, what's going on with that? Oh, now they have a bunch of bombers there. Alright, so pulling fighters away from northern France apparently was a bad idea because now they're concentrating here. And the Alpine region now has stuff going on. Yeah, they just added in a bunch of support planes. You know what? I don't think I can sustain this, so I'm going to cancel this group. And then this group, I'm going to select and I'm going to put them in northern France instead. I can't sustain these losses. And I might just cancel this air wing altogether and let it go in and repair things. I'm just not going to be able to hold the Alpine region, I think, for now. Alright, well, until we get more fighter production, the Alpine region is just going to be something that we never have air superiority of. Okay. Now, some of these fights are starting to go against me now. Probably because these troops backed out, I would imagine. And I'm sure there's units here that backed out. Hell, I'll throw some units in here. Just to do it. And then over here we're losing again. Because I'm assuming all these guys backed out. For the most part. Oh no, they're still fighting it. Well, there's no point in beating my head against a wall here. These guys are nowhere near breaking, and most of my troops are. I don't want to get counterattacked hard here. I was trying to take advantage of lack of organization here, but it looks like, for the most part, they've been able to fight me back. So what I might do here is reorganize this army. For instance, add this guy to the green army here. And set them up to prepare. So what I could do here is attack this group. I don't know, I'm kind of hesitant to do that. I'm just going to send the Alpine all of them in there. And then how many more divisions can I take? 4? Alright, so we'll just deselect 4. So we'll keep the 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll keep those divisions and we'll send these guys over here to defend in case there's an attack this way. And then these guys will be added into the Green Army. And then the Green Army is just going to draw a very simple border. And they're going to do a very simple attack plan. Or maybe not. We'll have to see. But the Green Army is going to draw their front line, which is very simple line of these 3 provinces. And then the offensive line will come out here, like so. All right. And it looks like this border hasn't really broken yet, so we're good there. So it must have been how I drew the line. Okay, so this fight's starting to go better. This fight is stagnating still. I do have that one colonial troop, if I can select it. This guy. I can get in there. There we go. Now we're winning again. This is definitely a tough fight. You know, bombers probably need to switch their targets too. So my one air wing... Oh, these guys... Where did I put them? I swore I put an air wing in here. Oh, just not showing. Okay, you guys are going to be in northwest Germany. Which... they don't quite have the range to do. Maybe I need to rebase them. Alright, let me see here. I'm hesitant to have them be too close to things, but I have a feeling I have to rebase them. So, select these guys. Remove them. And then over here. What, do I not control that? Alright, well, I do control this, apparently. Alright, I'll just do that for simplicity's sake. And then when you're ready, we'll set you up. But I do want to set up my bombers better, so... over here... these guys are attacking West Germany. Where's my other bomber group? Here? You're going for the Benelux region. How about, instead, you come over here to West Germany. And, yeah, do that. And then we'll have fighter support here in a little bit. What's going on in West Germany with the air power? It says I've lost air superiority. So they have a lot of stuff over here. What about... yeah, see, they pulled stuff from the Alpine region. Who knows sometimes. How is the Green Army with their preparation? Okay, there'll be a little way before that happens. What about the Blue Army and their preparation? Very low. Okay. I think the Green Army already had a preparation bonus a little bit, so... that's why it was already... okay. This air wing here has now arrived. And you're going to be there and doing air superiority. Okay. So now we have... it says we still do not have air superiority over northern France. We've got stuff in northwest... we've got stuff in western Germany. Maybe it's not in northern France, where we do have fighters, but they have a lot of bombers that are affecting us right now. And they are losing those bombers, but we are getting bombed. All right, well, we're just going to have to deal with it for now. And this fight just does not want to go my way. Alright, so deselect that, deselect that. Deselect that. You two go back in there. I think I'm just beating my head on a wall here. I don't know if this is getting me anywhere. Let's see where the strength of things are. Yeah, look how much defensiveness they have. I mean, they now have a penalty because I have air support and they have lack of enemy I mean, they have the enemy air superiority penalty, but still, this fight isn't going anywhere. I could throw a couple more troops in there just to see. Yeah, this is not doing it. We're just going to have to hold off here. I'm going to have to surround Bremen rather than just beat my head against it. I kind of thought that might have been the case. Alright, so I'm going to have to take some time to have these guys reorganize, but my plan here is to actually attack here. We may be able to take Hanover, but I doubt it. They'll probably reinforce it crazily like they did Bremen. But if we attack here, then we'll be able to sweep in and attack here. So what I'd like to do is bring my tank divisions and my motorized divisions from up here. This tank division might as well stay there. And we'll bring some of this infantry down here. Actually, all right, let me direct this myself. So we'll deselect that guy, that guy, that guy. We'll send those guys here. Then the other 3 infantry go here. And then over here, I would like motorized division and the cavalry to end up here. And then we'll attack over here. That's at least the game plan. Alright, but for now, we just have to wait for things. This fight's starting to go well. They must have reinforced or something, because this was going better. But it's starting to progress. Most of the rest of the offensives have stopped for the moment. So do I do another offensive plan with the gold army here? I mean, I could. Just set them a border here. I could do the same thing with the orange army. The orange army has a very small front. I kind of want to attack in here again, but they have so many troops in that area. I want to attack places where they're weak, like here, but then I only have a single front to attack. I almost kind of wonder if I could power through here, or at least force reinforcements. Let's give it a go. I'm going to put a couple tank divisions in here, and everything but a few divisions. So you can stay behind. Oh, some of these guys are green. Maybe we have them stay behind. There we go. Boom. Okay. So 11 divisions going in there against 2. And if anything, this might just force reinforcements away from here so that we can do a more concentrated attack here, if we go that route. Looks like this fight has ended. So we need to reposition troops. This border got messed up again. Blue Army, what's your preparation like? Still pretty poor. I don't like that the Blue Army is setting up here too, but you know what? We'll let them do that. We can actually even assign them some troops. So you guys, go over to the Blue Army. That way they don't have to do things with this themselves. And remove. I honestly want to attack with a lot of these divisions. So let me come in here and deselect anything that looks like it's low unit strength for our organization. Like these guys here, and there we go. That group's probably okay. Matter of fact, I'll deselect that and that. I'll have these guys. Not really sure what to do with them. I could send them in here to attack with the Alpine divisions as well. We'll move them in here for now. Then the units here that stayed behind, I'm going to add to the Blue Army. And I'm going to add this motorized division down here too. And then we'll do a two-prong attack. One here and one down here. I'll wait for these troops to move into position to fully utilize them. But for now, we'll do this. So that these guys can't regain organization. And motorized division can go up and in. Alright. How's my green army doing for preparation? Now, the general says that he's more or less ready to go, but from what I can see, some of the preparation bonuses are very low. So we'll just let them kind of sit for now. Okay, this fight continues to go pretty well. Now, I could also set a line up with my white army here because they're pretty much contained up here. This is looking very tempting. I gotta do this, so let's go for it. I've given my guys a little bit of time to reorganize. We'll grab everything but 3 units here. We'll deselect these units down here that are a little bit under unit strength. Go there. This goes up there. This goes up there. And then we'll take 4 divisions. So we'll leave behind these guys here that are a little bit under strength. There we go. All right. There goes that attack. Hopefully we can cross the river. Then we'll really be able to surround this guy. Maybe I'll even be able to hook up here. Okay. So they are reinforcing here. I may be able to take advantage and attack into here. And for now, we'll just wait. I'm going to assume the blue army is still nowhere near ready. Yeah. All right. Hey, guys, I think this is a good point to put a cut in the video. So some of our offensives have slowed down a little bit, but it looks like we've managed to break through here, and we will be breaking through over here, hopefully. In any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.